You know that phrase, right? Exercise keeps you young. We hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Almost background noise.
Exactly. But what if it's not just, a nice saying? What if it's actually like scientifically true, literally true down in our cells?
Uh-huh.
So today on the deep dive, we're going, deep, really deep into some fascinating new research.
Yeah, this stuff is pretty groundbreaking.
We're looking at how our bodies age internally and how maybe intense exercise can genuinely influence that. We're going to unpack the science of epigenetics and this idea of biological age.
Right. Our mission today is really to look at these sources and figure out how exercise might literally, biologically turn back the clock.
Okay.
And importantly, what that means for all of us, not just the super fit athletes.
Let's start there then. Biological age. We all get chronological age. That's just birthdays, right? Simple number.
Simple number fixed, yep.
But this biological age, it's different. Can you break that down? What makes it different from just counting candles on a cake?
Absolutely. So chronological age is just time passing. Your biological age, think of it as how old your body acts on the inside, like at a cellular level.
Okay, how it acts.
Yeah. And scientists can actually measure this now using things called epigenetic clocks.
Epigenetic clocks. Sounds complex.
Well, they essentially read these tiny chemical marks on your DNA. It's called methylation. Imagine them like little volume knobs or dimmer switches on your genes.
Dimmer switches, okay.
They don't change the genes themselves, but they control how active they are. And these patterns, these methylation patterns, they change as we age in predictable ways. So these clocks read those patterns and can tell us if your body seems to be aging faster or maybe slower than the average person your age.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just a feeling, it's a real measurable thing inside us.
Exactly. Measurable.
And the big takeaway, I guess, is that maybe this internal age isn't set in stone. It could be flexible.
That's the really exciting part. It's just flexibility.
Which brings us to this study on professional footballers. You mentioned athletes. What did they find right after a match? It sounded pretty surprising.
Oh, it really was. They called it the match day rejuvenation effect.
Rejuvenation? Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, immediately after a tough game, certain epigenetic clocks actually showed temporary improvements. The markers suggested these players were, biologically speaking, a bit younger than before the match started.
Younger after the match?
For a short time, yes. Specifically, clocks like GrimAge2 and FitAge showed this noticeable dip, a dip indicating a younger biological age.
Okay, GrimAge2 and FitAge. We'll need to unpack those names later.
Hey.
A temporary dip.
Yeah.
It's wild. Still, these are elite athletes, right? Pushing their bodies to the absolute limit.
Right. That's a really important point.
So does this rejuvenation thing apply to, the rest of us? And how long did it even last for these pros? Was it permanent?
Good questions.
Yeah.
Yes, these were absolutely elite athletes trained for extreme exertion. So while the basic science exercise influencing these markers probably applies broadly, these really dramatic short-term dips might be most obvious in people training at that intense level. And crucially, no, it wasn't permanent.
Okay.
The changes were short-lived. Usually things went back to their baseline within, say, a day or two.
Right. So it's not like they permanently reversed aging with one game.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But it's a fascinating window into how the body responds, isn't it? That temporary shift.
It really is. Okay, let's talk about those clocks. You mentioned GrimAge2, FitAge. You said scientists use these to measure the changes. Can you tell us a bit more about them? Like, what do they actually track?
Sure. They each give a slightly different angle on your biological age. Let's start with GrimAge2.
Okay, GrimAge2. Doesn't sound too cheerful.
Oh, no, the nickname is the Grim Reaper clock. So, yeah. But it's incredibly useful.
Why is that?
It's really good at predicting your risk for age-related diseases and, well, overall lifespan. It looks at DNA patterns linked to things like inflammation, blood sugar control, even smoking history.
So it's like a risk assessment based on your DNA patterns.
Pretty much. If your GrimAge2 is ticking faster than your actual age, it suggests a higher risk down the line, sort of biological warning sign.
Got it. And the next one, FitAge. That sounds more positive.
It does. FitAge is newer, and it focuses specifically on, well, fitness.
Makes sense.
It uses markers related to strength, endurance, body composition, things like that. It's particularly sensitive to exercise and how well your body recovers.
So it reflects your current physical condition translated into an age.
Exactly. A snapshot of your physical resilience.
Okay. And there was one more. Dundinin. Something.
Ah, yes. Dundinin pace. This one's a bit different again.
How so?
Instead of giving you a biological age, Dundon pace tells you the pace at which you're currently aging.
The pace. Like a speedometer.
Exactly like a speedometer for aging. It tells you if you're aging biologically at a typical rate, or maybe faster, or even slower than average right now.
Wow. So GrimAge for long-term risk, FitAge for current fitness resilience, and Dundon pace for the speed of aging.
You got it. 3 different, really valuable perspectives.
It paints a much more complex picture of aging, doesn't it? It's not just one number.
Not at all.
And it really hammers home that message. Aging seems flexible, lifestyle, exercise, it matters.
It really seems to.
Okay, but here's something I'm still trying to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Exercise. It's stress, right?
Physical stress.
You push yourself, muscles ache, you get tired. How can stressing the body make it biologically younger? It feels backward.
That's a great point, and it hits on a key biological principle. Exercise is a specific kind of stress, sometimes called eustress, a beneficial stress.
Eustress.
Think of it like this. During the workout itself, those biological age markers might even spike up temporarily. The body is under strain.
Right, that makes sense.
But the real effect happens during recovery. As your body repairs and adapts to that stress, it often brings those markers back down. And sometimes it kind of overshoots. Yeah, it bounces back to a state that's actually younger, marker-wise, than before you started exercising. It's like building muscle. You cause tiny tears, they repair, and the muscle gets stronger.
So the recovery phase is crucial. The body adapts and improves.
Precisely. And when you look long-term, this cycle seems to add up.
Thanks so.
Well, athletes, people who consistently do this stress and recover, they often show slower biological aging overall compared to sedentary people.
So over years, their clocks tick slower.
That's what the evidence suggests. Their bodies become more resilient, more efficient at handling that stress, right down to the cellular level. It's like tempering steel, almost. Stress it, let it recover, it gets tougher.
That's a powerful analogy. Challenge and adaptation. But what about the rest of us? People who aren't pro footballers. Can regular stuff influence these clocks too?
Absolutely. That's really important. While the pros might show those dramatic short-term effects because the stimulus is so intense,
right,
the underlying principle works for everyone. Your everyday choices really do add up.
Like what kind of choices?
Oh, things we often hear about. Eating a balanced diet, lots of whole foods, definitely quitting smoking that shows up on clocks like GrimAge2.
Okay.
Maybe taking omega-3 supplements. Some studies suggest that helps. And just generally staying active. It doesn't have to be elite training. Brisk walking, gardening, maybe some light weights. Consistency matters.
So it's the cumulative effect of these positive inputs.
Exactly. They all seem to nudge those epigenetic clocks in the right direction, helping the body maintain a more biologically youthful state over time.
Which brings us to the practical side for everyone listening. Because, like we said, you don't need to be scoring goals in the Premier League for this science to matter to you.
Not at all.
So how can we, take these ideas and actually use them? Can we target specific clocks even?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting now. We're starting to see which lifestyle factors might influence which clocks more strongly.
Okay.
So yes, the basics are still key. Regular exercise, good sleep, balanced nutrition, managing stress, they all help slow down biological aging overall. But we can get a bit more specific.
So?
For instance, if you're worried about, say, GrimAge2, that long-term risk clock, maybe because of family history, then focusing on things that reduce chronic inflammation seems really important. So anti-inflammatory foods, consistent moderate exercise, maybe mindfulness or yoga for stress.
Right. Targeting inflammation for GrimAge2. What about FitAge?
For FitAge, the physical resilience clock, it seems like activities that really challenge your body are key. Building muscle with resistance training, improving your cardio fitness, maybe pushing the intensity sometimes. That seems to move the needle on FitAge more directly.
Makes sense. Fitness clock responds to fitness activities. And Dundon pace, the speedo.
Dundon pace, the rate of aging. That seems to respond well to overall consistency. A steady, balanced approach across the board: diet, sleep, movement, stress. Not just bursts of effort, but sustained healthy habits seem to keep that aging speed dialed down.
So it's becoming more nuanced. We can tailor our approach a bit based on what we want to influence.
Exactly. It reinforces movement is medicine, but gives us a much clearer idea of how different kinds of movement and lifestyle choices act as that medicine on a biological level.
It really does. And again, even if the elite athletes show the biggest short-term jumps, the fundamental idea is true for all of us. Our bodies are constantly listening, constantly responding. Every walk, every healthy meal, every decent night's sleep. It's like casting a vote for a younger biological self.
That's a great way to put it. You're actively participating in how your body ages.
It changes how you think about just, going for a run or choosing a salad. It's not just about today, it's about tuning those internal clocks. It feels quite empowering, actually.
It is empowering. And honestly, we're still just scratching the surface of understanding how flexible biological age really is. There's so much more to learn. But the core message from all this research is clear. Your body is adaptable, and your choices have a real, measurable impact on its internal timeline. It's not about stopping aging, but optimizing health span, living better for longer.
So next time you're tying your shoelaces for a workout, or even just choosing the stairs, maybe pause for a second. Remember, you might be doing more than just burning calories. You could actually be encouraging those biological age markers to shift in a healthier direction. Think about the power you have over your own internal clock every single day.
It's a profound thought.
It really is. Well, thank you for diving deep into this with us today.
My pleasure. Fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.